Hey everybody, it's me, Mackie, from the Macintosh Librarian YouTube channel. Today I'm guest producing Mac Yak for all you fine folks out there. Without further ado, let's get this show on the road. Let's see here, gotta pull this thing up, gotta turn this over here. Okay, episode 99, coming up in 3, 2, 1...
And welcome everybody to episode number 99 of Mac Yak with our special guest tonight of Macintosh Librarian, otherwise known as, we're going to call her Kate tonight because that's a mouthful to say every time.
Yeah,
I almost called her Mackie Miss just Fox.
Now. Yeah.
As Mike throws the cat away.
That's annoying.
I have Mackie here. He's watching.
Yeah, Mackie's watching.
Ooh, he's
got that. So, guys, we were gone last week because of Thanksgiving, and we're back again, and we're at our 99th episode, which we're getting real close, which is next week, to our 100th episode. But we're glad to have Kate on tonight. And so I'm going to throw it over, and like they always told me, I'm going to throw it over to Kate to let her introduce herself if you guys don't know her, and let her tell you about her channel and stuff. So go ahead, Kate.
Yeah, so I'm Kate Fox from the Macintosh Librarian YouTube channel, and I've put out some videos where Mackie and I talk about basically computers and education, and basically how the early 90s and 80s Macs and Apple computers got into schools. So right now I'm making videos focusing on the history of Apple in schools, and that's going to be a multi-part series. So, yeah. I've been having a lot of fun making videos.
The last one was a part 1 of X?
Part 1 of maybe 3 or 4 videos where I talk about. So in the first video I talked about how Steve Jobs lobbied to get basically the government to pay for Apple computers to go into schools. And the next video I'll be talking about MECC, or MEC, I guess as it's officially called. And the history.
That was something I never knew, was the lengths that Steve went to. That was pretty incredible.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that one.
Definitely got lucky in a lot of places. That's definitely for sure. Because it could have easily gone to where either TI or Radio Shack's computers, the TRS-80, could have been like the computer.
Yeah.
Imagine where we would be right now if that would have happened.
Right, we would be.
It could have been a Commodore too, you know.
Texas Instrument Yak. It just doesn't have the same ring to
it. TI Yak.
Could have easily been that, but yeah. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited.
Yep.
Yeah, it cost us a small fortune, but here you are.
And just to let
drives a hard bargain.
Yeah, he does.
And just to let everybody know too that this is Kate's first time ever live on YouTube, because every one of her shows has been a pre-recorded show. So
now her Wi-Fi cuts out.
Yeah.
No. I'm hardwired in, so no Wi-Fi cutting out.
Hey, you're better than Grudy.
Yes, and
Hey.
And if you are not subscribed to her YouTube channel, I put the link in there in the chat. Definitely give her a subscription if you have not done so already.
Yeah, do it after the show, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody clicks now. We're here with 0 viewers.
Yeah.
You should have planned that better.
All right, guys. So let's go ahead and we're going to move on to our news and announcements. And first up is December 2nd. QuickTime version 1.0 was released in 1991. Jay, don't you still use that version?
No, man. I'm stuck on 7.
Yeah, long live 7.
Yeah, me too.
Also, hey, I'm going to let Steve take this next one here. So I guess you're doing a giveaway?
Yes, I am. I'm giving away an Alpha Smart 2000 word processor, and if you have no idea what that is, well, you can just go to the video I'm about to paste in the chat, and you can find that out. But I'm about to hit 4,000 subscribers, and I've been alluding to this giveaway for a while, and I just finally actually put the video together. So I just put it in the chat there. So you have until the end of January to enter. Just watch the video. There's going to be a website you're instructed to go to, which is mac84.net/giveaway. And you go there and you leave a comment. Comments are going to be hidden. And at the end of January, there'll be a drawing. You see if you win. So it's a cute little device. It's a word processor, but it has an ADB port on the back of it and a PS2 port, so it actually could actually use it as a keyboard for like an old Mac or a PC. So it's kind of neat.
Didn't you demo that once in one of your live streams?
Yep. And it has a rechargeable battery, which is nice. So
how do I get the files from the Alpha Smart onto my Mac?
Well, that's what those keyboard ports are, because it's very low tech. Basically, you plug it into your computer and you hit a send button, and then it looks like you're magically typing on the screen.
Oh, wow, that is so cool.
Yeah, it is stupid cool. It is really stupid cool. I love it. And Trina wants to try and win 2 giveaways in a row, so she's...
Yeah, no, she is excluded.
Yes.
All giveaways.
Yeah.
Speaking of... not to hijack your giveaway, but has Trina received all her items by now?
I asked her the other day, but it is in Canada. It's somewheres in Canada. But
somewheres.
USPS stops tracking once it gets past customs. So
The
I don't
current
know.
status
I was gonna put
around
Grudy
in
on the
Canada.
spot, but he walked away. So lucky him.
He's busy holding his dog.
Yeah.
Complicated for contraband or something.
Yeah. Well, anyway, there's that giveaway going on, so watch the video and go to the website when it tells you to, and there you go.
Yep.
It'll be fun.
Also, who put this last one in the news and announcements? Check out the Friends of Mac Yak channel on Discord.
Yep.
Go ahead, Jay, then, since you put it there.
That's it. Check out the Friends of
Check it
Mac
out.
Yak channel on Discord.
There we go. Simple and self-explanatory, I guess.
Where, I think I covered it a little bit last week, but if you're on our Discord server, you should be. If you're not, shame on you. Go join right now.
Mm-hmm.
There is a channel that is called, you guessed it, Friends of Mac Yak, where people that pay us enough money can, advertise their channels, their blog post, whatever it is.
Speaking of paying us money, we do have a super chat feature now. So if you guys want to donate to us, you can.
Yeah, don't be ashamed.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we will stop the entire show to thank you profusely.
Yeah, I think the only ones that's actually used that have been us.
We had
except for
that.
Madeline. Madeline was the other only one I think that.
Yep,
actually,
Madeline did.
Yes. So.
In fact, we're going to stop the show for 10 minutes. No.
Hold it at ransom.
I like these guys quieter. We'll just not pay them.
Yeah, that's exactly what they'll do. So yeah, we got to keep yakking.
I think
Every time we get a super chat, we will disconnect Grudy.
The extra 2.5 hours.
Yeah, pay to extend it like a.
So what do they call it? Microtransactions?
Yeah.
DLC. That's what it is. DLC.
Like one of those coin-operated televisions in old 50s hotel.
Yeah. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and move on. We got a lot of topics tonight, so we're going to have to go pretty quick on some of these. But
no, we don't.
Except for topic 4, I think we're going to skip that one because I see Puck in there somehow. But
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and get on to our first topic tonight, which is best educational Mac games, regardless of age, system, or OS. And the reason why we have this topic is because we have the person that makes the videos about this stuff is Kate here. So
I'm right here.
Yeah.
The best one's going to have to be Number Munchers, in my opinion. There's something about you have to go so fast. When I was a kid, I just loved fast-paced games. And usually educational games are slow and you have to read a lot. Number Munchers is like Pac-Man, but with math. Right? So
I love the sounds in that game too, like the
further you
noise.
go, the faster it gets.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's even fun now to play. So for me, that has to be.
It forced me to learn math because I wanted to play it more. So they did exactly what they they actually wanted to do.
Yeah.
Did anybody play the type? Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, does Oregon Trail count?
Yes.
Well,
is that educational?
It is
well, yeah, it tells you not to die of.
Oregon Trail is definitely educational.
It teaches you not to die of dysentery.
Or ford the river. Yeah.
Oh, your ox died. Sorry.
Sorry.
No, it's if you actually read the text in Oregon Trail, it talks about the history. You can actually go into the about and find out like what did the settlers talk about in the town and stuff. So
the first time I played that game,
play the hunting part, right?
The first time I played that game,
most people just remember how easy it was to shoot a bear, but how hard it was to shoot a squirrel. But if you shoot more than one bear, you can't carry it all. So
Only 300 pounds. That's all I can
Well,
do.
I would just like to nominate Carmageddon. Excellent educational game. Teaches you how to drive. Teaches you how to avoid stuff if you so choose to. And it might explain a lot about why I am the way I am. But it's my game of choice.
Navigation.
Very
skills,
friendly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any other? Well, one of the games I remember, well, it's kind of like a game, but I remember when I was in high school was on a Mac, or not a Mac, but it was on the Apple II, because I graduated high school in '84, so therefore the first Mac didn't come out until after I graduated high school. So we had Apple IIs in high school, and we had the typing tutor game. It was like a spaceship game or something where you had to type letters as they were going up. Or
that game, yes, I remember playing it also, because the Apple II lasted even to when I was in elementary school in the 90s, because it had MECC was still making software for the Apple II up until like 95. So
and schools were cheap.
Yeah, it was a cheap computer for schools to buy, and kids didn't know, like, it had colors, it had sounds, it was good enough for them, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
We had a lab
what?
of Mac LCs, and then we had a few Apple IIs. And so, we had the mix of, even the LC had the compatibility card, so you could, do that stuff. So that was neat.
You know what one of the best educational games was, and it was also really fun? The Carmen Sandiego series.
Oh, yeah.
They were awesome.
I
really enjoyed those.
Today.
What'd you say, Mike?
I feel like playing Carmen Sandiego today, because it drives everybody nuts that I can usually win without even without any problem, because I actually paid attention. I actually paid attention in history and geography and everything else in school.
I was the same way.
So my problem with those educational games is you go and play like the Island of Dr. Quandary or whatever it was, and you'd get like a half hour into it, and then it was time to leave. The class was over. So some of those games you couldn't save or whatever, and that was always annoying because
you felt like something you had to take home.
Yeah, it felt like you were like playing the same first level over and over again.
Yeah.
Would you consider Civilization being educational?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
SimCity.
If you consider Oregon Trail educational, Civ kind of falls into that.
Yeah, because you get into some of the different. Because I play Civilization too. All the time.
I mean,
that's my favorite.
You learn what comes from Civilization Advances, which I guess to some extent has a historical content to it. I mean, although sometimes it's a bit silly, you can do things in weird orders that that really wouldn't work out. But yeah, I mean, I would consider it reasonably educational. So I would say I would put that as my favorite.
I loved all the creative programs like KidPix and stuff like that. I would play that, and I modified all the stamps on one of the computers, so I always had to sit at that computer. And then whenever somebody else is at the computer and the stamps were the right ones people were used to, they would complain, like, this one doesn't have all the stamps, because I would customize
You broke it.
Yep.
Well, if Civ is educational, then one of my favorites when I was young was Dino Park Tycoon for the Mac.
Oh, yeah.
Which
I think I have the box of that somewhere.
A theme park with dinosaurs simulator. So it was also made by MECC,
That sounds
so it
familiar.
was geared towards the educational market.
I was going to say,
we
it's
had a
like
school
Jurassic
of
Park.
computers.
Yeah.
I think it's before then.
Dino Park Tycoon.
Yeah, but
It was after Jurassic Park, but it was cutesy. It wasn't like evil, mean dinosaurs or anything like that.
Did
They
you
weren't
play a
loose and
very
trying to
rich, heavy-set Scottish man?
I have very little to say about educational games because I never played any.
Jay wasn't educated.
I was not. I was raised in a cave.
That explains a lot.
I had a computer at home, but I'd much rather be outside playing with my friends, building tree houses, doing all that stuff. And then in 1999, I got my hands on Unreal Tournament. I haven't played anything else since.
Very educational.
Super
Headshots deal more damage than
Carmageddon.
body blows.
Yeah. Carmageddon was awesome.
Yep.
Best game ever.
You learned physics.
Yeah. Oh, look how far that leg flew.
Motion physics. When you have to start hitting the brakes so not to run into that tree over there.
All right, so are we ready to move on to our next one, or we got any more games we want to talk about?
Oh, GP33 just said the Mavis Beacon series.
Oh yeah.
Those were really helpful.
Yeah.
Never heard of them. What is that?
Typing tutor.
Typing, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a lot of games.
I had multiple classes.
Yeah, I mean,
Mavis
Mavis Beacon
Beacon.
was included as a bundle
There it is.
a lot of the time.
Kate's got it right there.
Yeah, the Performa had some of them.
Steve's Steve's like, you should archive that.
It's already archived.
It's actually an Amiga copy.
Ooh.
So he
Ooh.
doesn't care about that one.
No.
I took multiple classes with Mavis Beacon, and to this day I still can't type.
What actually
It
really
helped
helped me
a
learn to
whole
type
lot.
was Typing of the Dead.
Oh, yep.
I had
That's a
that
good
on
one.
computer. And
I'm jealous you guys were actually able to use something real for typing instead of your typing teacher smacking you with a ruler.
Yeah, we had in my typing class, we had just like Microsoft Word, and they give us, if we were good, we were allowed to play Mavis Beacon. But I learned the copy and paste command so I could like finish the tasks early until some kid next to me squealed on me and I got punished. But yeah.
So I remember our typing class in high school was very boring. She taught us pretty much, not to. She would type, and then you could see her hands on the overhead screen where you had to hold your hands and all this. And our room was set up so that her board was in the front, and then there were rows, kind of like an open square around. And I was on the outside of that square near the back corner by the window, so I played shuffle puck on mute for the longest time.
And that's why you type like this.
Yeah. How do you type like this?
I actually learned. I type really well now. I was doing like these two fingers before. I can type really well now thanks to that class, but after I learned, I was just like, oh my God. So I'd sit back there and play shuffle puck.
I think we lost Jay for a second there. I guess he was getting a knock on the door, huh?
Yes.
He's getting invaded. Possibly over space.
Oh, look. David's
I
here,
got
and it's not 10
cookies.
minutes before the show's over.
Wow, that is shocking. Hi,
Hello,
David.
Now he's
You
going
off
to leave
work
just because
today early.
Nah, I think it's Kate being here. Now we got everybody showing up. See, Kate, that's what it does.
Got 40 people watching. Not too shabby.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's pretty good for us.
Don't forget to like the thingy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make sure you
Don't
smash
forget to
that.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Click the button.
Say it,
Only
say it.
Bruce can say
Smash
that.
that like button.
Well, I don't know.
All right, guys. So let's go ahead and move on to our very next topic here, which is kind of talking about this, but why do we enjoy these older Macs even though they cannot do the things we need to do today?
How much time you got?
Yeah, that's
Well, let's keep
Man.
it kind of short, but let's
8 hours later.
45 minutes.
hours.
Yeah.
I'm going to start off with I actually just like it because I like the nostalgia of going back and doing stuff on that I used to do back in the day, and running older programs. For instance, UT 2004 or UT 99, running on an older system, it seems to run a lot better on those than the newer systems nowadays. So that's just my perspective on it. But I just like having those systems because it's fun to have them, and it's not just Macs too for me. I like other older computers as well. But
There's also, at least for me, and probably many other folks, the nostalgia factor of, man, I thought that was the coolest thing back in the day, but I couldn't afford it, and now you can get it for
cheap.
penny basically.
Yeah,
And it still
that's
works,
a
and it's
huge
still
factor.
fun. Yeah.
I mean, I still get kind of an overwhelming, I don't know, sort of feeling of joy when I sit in front of a 512 by 384 monochrome screen. That just, all the memories come flooding back of using a Macintosh for the first time and just being exposed to this completely different computing experience. So prior to that, it had always been like green screens and stuff like that. And seeing this incredibly sharp, incredibly crisp screen that was, black text on a white background and, being able to draw things in MacPaint and stuff like that. It's when I sit in front of a compact Mac today, I still get that feeling, even though, of course, it's been totally, left behind. So it is just an overwhelming nostalgia.
Well, you know what's
Every
funny
time
about
he
that,
hears the
Bruce?
chime, a tear rolls down his cheek.
You know what's funny about that, Bruce, is that back, I think it was back around 85 when I just went in the Army and everything, and the first time I ever saw a Mac was in the PX, okay, which is a post exchange for anybody that's not military related. But I saw one for the first time, and I was just blown away at the graphics on it at the time. You know, I mean, nowadays we look at that graphics like, it's just black and white. Really bad pixel density and everything. But back then though, it was like, wow, that's amazing that this little 9-inch screen can do that.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like using old computers, is that it takes you back to a time when things were a lot simpler, right? You're not having to worry about graphics drivers, and because nowadays when you have a computer, I don't really imagine a future like 30 years from now are we going to be nostalgic about the 2017 MacBook Pro or anything like it.
No.
Those are too commonplace now. Now you want to go back to
character.
a primitive era of computing where things were more visceral, like you plop the disk in and you remember that sound of that feel of typing on the clunky keyboard of the Apple II when you're younger. And
But you
like
also,
Bruce was saying, that brings back all those memories.
well, but you also look at the way you just said that, Kate, and that's perfect, because if you look at Macs back then, they were designed a whole lot differently than the PCs were back then.
It was a lot more fun in
You
that.
don't see PCs. You'll see in the junk pile and go like, I'll just leave it there. But like Steve, he goes to sees a junk pile. If he sees a Mac and they're like a Molar Mac, he goes and grabs that thing. No matter
Makes a
how
video about
heavy it is. Yeah, it makes a video about it.
And I double checked that the PC towers aren't Macintosh clones in disguise.
Yeah. Because they kind of do look like PCs, So.
The thing that I always liked about older computers is they tried a lot of things, because everything was very much emerging at certain points in time. So you get like the first iMac with the infrared window there, the IRDA connection there. You get some things that have, extra ports or dongles or connectors for like things that may come out in the future and they never did. And like Dana's saying, you couldn't afford this stuff when you were drooling in the Mac Addict magazine, like over it, like, oh man, look at this thing that just came out. I can't afford that. It's like $5,000. But now it's like, you find it, or you get it from a thrift store or something like that. And it's just like, you could be like, well, what can I do with this? Can I push it to like the limit? Like Sean does these crazy videos where he like puts Minecraft on PowerPC computers and stuff like that. But, you could also just like, well, like we do our PowerPC challenge every once in a while. We say, well, how long could I like use a system like this and it's still, functional? And I think that the machines, the design was more fun. I think, they sort of took more risks, and now it's, just look at the 20th anniversary Mac. That would never have happened today.
Well, Steve, speaking of the PowerPC challenge, that's coming up next month, because we usually do that in January.
Yeah, it is.
Oh boy.
To that.
Yep.
But one of my things I love about them is because I grew up in an area where PC was dominant for everything. You never saw a Mac anywhere unless it was like in a museum, as an educational thing, But other than that, you never saw them. So when I realized I could start getting these things really cheap, I started doing things that I always wanted to do when I was a PC kid. And, I always loved trying to get these Macs to do things they were never intended to do, and that's where I find the fun in them.
Yeah,
I mean, we've commented on this before on the show. How we regularly see on the vintage groups people getting hold of these old Macs, and the first thing they do is try and get them on the internet. It's like the very get the thing, get a network card, and then they post a picture of them connecting to the internet. And I think there's people have this desire to get these really old computers, like an old SE30 or something like that, and say, hey, look, I'm connected to the internet, look at this web page with text on it.
Or why can't I connect to the internet? Why does my network switch or router hate the IP address of my
why can't I watch YouTube on it,
Right.
I can't understand why this computer that's 30 years old can't handle the 60 frames per second 4K video. Like, why can't it do that?
Well, speaking of which, I still have a Apple IIe sitting over at Steve's place that I still have to go pick up because I actually paid for it, so it's there.
Oh, you did? Oops.
Yeah, I have the PayPal receipt.
Is that where that parts machine came from, Steve?
Ixnay on the arts machine.
Damn. I knew it was too good to be true. Why would you give me a free Apple IIe?
You see, Kate, how I get treated? See?
For me, it's nostalgia too, and I think I talked about it with you, Steve. I think it was last year when I was trying to find the words for the experience, and I may have mentioned this before, but I narrowed it down to when I had my first Mac, G3 Blue and White. Whenever I turned that thing on, it had a purpose. I turned it on for a purpose. I was messing around in Photoshop, using Netscape, or playing a game or something. Whatever. Carmageddon, X-Files, Journeyman, Unreal Tournament. Good times. But yeah, if there was nothing to do, or you were done using it, you turned it off, or you put it on screensaver, or you were done. There were no endless notifications or badges or emails or all these distractions coming in. It was fun to use a computer. Now I'm like,
it didn't bug you all the time when you weren't sitting at it.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to use my compact Macs to. I was like, okay, now I have the compact Mac. I have it set up with the SCSI to SD. I have System 7 installed. Now I want to actually use the thing, right? So that's where I actually started writing my first Macintosh Librarian scripts was on a Macintosh Classic. And it was just in Microsoft Word, but it was something that where I didn't have any distractions, right?
I was going to say that. No internet distractions,
Yeah, that's why I use my Pismo for writing.
They're so fun to type on because the keyboard feels nice. There's no frills. It's just you're typing and nothing's going to pop up in front of you. Nothing's going to interrupt you.
Oh, yeah, only an unimplemented trap error.
Yeah. Unexpected bus error. Well, all right.
Save often.
Yes.
Right before you save your 16-page document.
Now, Kate, what is the? Do you have any PowerPC Macs?
I have a Performa 6200 CD, but my collection is mostly 68K based.
Okay. So you could technically join the PowerPC
Macs.
challenge.
Yeah, my PowerPC challenge would be pretty tough.
On a Performa. Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially a 6000 series.
Yeah, I think for at least right now, my collection is not very big. I don't have very much space, so I try to keep it to my key computers that I admired growing up. Like
Steve rents out basement space if you're interested.
Thanks. I can hear my wife screaming at me now.
I still want to get a Bondi Blue iMac G3, but maybe one day in the future.
Yeah,
I think Steve has about 15 of them in his garage.
I only have 2.
You just
for the record, I agree with Kate. It's Bondi, not Bondi.
Well, this conversation is going to go on for 45 minutes.
It is named after the beach. Listen to Steve Jobs say it.
A beach in Australia.
Yes.
I don't care. Yeah. I'm not in Australia.
Well, our operating systems are named after landmarks in California, and not last time I checked, none of us were Californians either.
Yep.
So Bruce, tell her how it's pronounced.
It is pronounced Bondi. If you ever happen to be in this part of the world and you want to go and visit Bondi Beach, if you hop into the taxi and say, "Take me to Bondi Beach," they won't know what you're talking about.
But no one in their right mind would visit a
they'll probably freaking
spiders the size of small cars. And
we got that beautiful beaches, though.
So yes, I could give you a Bondi iMac, but it won't be exactly what you expect.
Give me a Bondo iMac. Just
Hey, I can help you out with the Bondo iMac.
Well, I have a graphite.
How much Bondo do you want on the iMac? I mean, I've got a crappy old iMac, and I'm a mechanic, so I have plenty of Bondo.
We should make that a topic. See how long we can stretch it out.
What? Bondi or
Bondo
Bondi?
iMac?
Yeah.
I think
We've done it
the
before.
viewers will just stop.
Yeah, we'll see our viewer count go.
Not this crap again.
Yeah, but we'll have fun.
Oh my god.
Saturday goes. Oh, I knew Bondi was gonna start a debate.
See, our viewers know. So that's just before we move on. So I want to know, Kate, how did you start getting into the compact Macs? What was it about them that attracted you to them?
well, when I grew up, I was surrounded by compact Macs at school, and so I kind of saw them as, while I was at home with an Amiga 500, which is what my parents could afford, the Amiga 500 paled in comparison to even just an LC 475 or like 575, those all-in-one compact Macs, and I kind of looked up to them. So I was able to get one when I was in elementary school, Macintosh Classic, and that was my kid computer, right? Even though it wasn't the best computer, it was slow, couldn't get online, but that was my new little personal machine. It was small, I could take it places. So
Cool.
so it's always been something I kind of looked fondly back. My memories were very fond of these compact Macs, and I always thought they were really cute. And
That's
They
why
are.
Mackie is That's why Mackie.
that's why
is-
Mackie exists, because he's very satisfied in compact.
And we're glad he does.
Yes.
Is Mackie that classic that you got back in high school?
Mackie
Is that the
is
same
not
machine?
No,
Okay.
actually, it's a different machine. But the machines that I have now are newly acquired in the past 2 or 3 years, and my collection isn't that big, but like I think my favorite's the SE30 that Steve recently recapped. That because I was able to put
Very good.
32 megs of RAM in there.
Oh, nice.
I was able to hit that one out.
I'm just jealous yours works. I still fix mine.
So Action Retro wants to know: is Mackie the machine or the essence inside the machine?
Both.
Mackie is the essence inside the machine.
Yeah, because he can
Yes.
transfer himself to other
Yeah,
things.
he can
I saw
transfer
that.
Oh, that's
himself
right.
to other things.
Yeah.
The Mackie exists. He was I guess the origin story in my head is that he was created in a computer lab somewhere sometime in the 80s, and he leaked out of the lab via a disk, and he
I have a relevant question here. Does Mackie
Yeah.
fit on an 800K disc or 1.4?
and any disk.
The
800K.
compression algorithm is perfect.
But he is an essence. He's not made in that Mac, but he was kept inside the Macintosh Classic for a while. So Macintosh Classic is his home.
Okay,
You
Trina
risk it.
wants to know who does the voice for Mackie.
Mackie does.
Oh, that would
Yeah,
be my
Mackie
voice.
does.
He does Mackie's voice. We tweak the voice up a little bit to go up in a few octaves, to say the least, and add some robotic noises to it, and there you have Mackie.
I think that origin story, if that develops any further, would make a very fun episode one day.
Yeah, it would
It's a-
actually.
How Mackie came into being.
Yeah,
Exactly. That would be really neat.
Just don't transfer him over local talk. You might get some bus errors there.
right. That would take a
Well,
while.
there was back then.
Oh, so Action Retro wants to know, when does the Mackie movie come out?
I would love to film a Mackie movie.
In fact, here's your
Part of the reason why I
Kickstarter.
got
page.
into filming old Macintosh Librarian series is just because I love video editing. wanted to learn how to use my DSLR camera and actually put it into production use of filming things and editing things and using film editing software and whatnot.
I think you've succeeded.
Yeah. Thank you.
Somebody goes, Mango Hagen goes, Mackie Cinematic Universe, MCU.
Well, he was in the introduction, so that was part of the Mackie Cinematic Universe.
Yes, and all his Apple II friends were in the other video.
Yeah.
You got to get that movie tone guy that come in and, Mackie comes in.
In a world.
Yeah,
in a world. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Bruce could do it. There you go.
In a world where computers come to life.
Yeah, pretty good.
One lap,
Not to hurry.
one Mac.
Coming this summer.
The Mac Avengers. Action Retro, the Mac Avengers.
Hold on, let me register that domain name.
Yeah.
Too late, just did.
I'll have to get... I want access to a school. That is one thing I guess once the pandemic is over and I can probably talk to some friends and get access to a school during a summer as like a...
That'd be awesome.
But we'll have to see.
That would be,
that'd be
cool.
Just don't blow the circuit breaker with all the retro computers.
Right.
All those CRTs kicking in, bang.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and move on to our next. That's actually some good stuff right there for Kate. And any guys in the chat, if you got any more questions, just let us know. I mean, we'll read them off, and Kate can answer them.
We'll
Yep.
happily
Or
help
we
us.
can, because we're Mac Yak. So.
$5.
All right. So let's go ahead and move on to our next topic, which we're getting a little bit into today's world. Is any news or updates about the M1 chip? Upcoming M1X. I just got some kind of word, but I don't know how true it is, that the M1X is going to have 5G built into it. So
I also hear
Why would they do
Big
that?
deal.
because that actually makes sense if you think about it. Right now the M1 Max can't even do cellular. Why not put cellular in them?
But why would you put it? Why would you integrate a cellular chip onto a processor? It doesn't need to be that fast of connectivity.
Well, I mean, they've already put the memory. They put everything else on that one chip. Why?
Yeah, but I mean, the thing with cellular antennas and chipsets and such, why they take so long is all these regulatory approvals and this and that. You need something, to be approved in one country versus the others. I think it would be a logistical nightmare for Apple to be the one waiting, being like, all right, hold on, Qualcomm or whoever has to give us this darn chip. We got to integrate. I think it'll just be on the board next to something.
That
could
does
be,
make
yeah.
sense. Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah, I mean the what I heard was it's going to have 12 cores. Did anyone else hear that? That it's going to have
that's what I heard.
eight
I-
high power cores and 4 low power cores or something like that.
Well, if it has that many, and if it's going to really knock this M1 out
Absolutely.
they have now. I mean, it's all the M1 they have out now is already, knocking out any ARM systems out there because somebody is virtualizing Windows on it and it runs faster on the M1 chip than any PC.
More and more benchmarks are coming out, and they're just blowing people away. And and this is just the first generation. So
Yeah.
I hear that the M1X is supposedly supposed to support up to 64 gigs of RAM too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think and part of the question that we were sort of chatting a bit earlier was, would you sacrifice the upgradability to the system by having it so super fast? But I think at the price level that these things are at, and if Grudy is right about this stuff that they're going to put more memory into it, I wouldn't be so upset about them putting in like a non-upgradable system if they gave you 16 gigs or whatever they're going to put in there. As long as they're not charging Mac Pro prices for it. If they're charging iPad level prices for the thing, I have no problem with that because you sort of treat it as like a device you're buying. You're not like a Mac Pro computer going to spend $2,500 on or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm all for expandability, of course, if they actually want to do that.
I think that the MacBook Pros do need to have cellular connectivity. And the reason why I say that, because you have iPads already that have it. Why not make a laptop have it as well?
Well, I'll go the opposite way with you. Why bother at all? Because you have an iPhone that you could just do a tether with.
But the problem is that you're also slowing it down that way too. If you do it straight from in the computer, you're cutting out one middleman, and you don't have to have two different devices. Even though we know that's Apple's thing right now is to have dongles and everything else.
I personally think Apple would rather sell you an iPhone and have you tether it than put a chip in their computer. Because I actually saw
there have been prototypes for.
Yeah, there was a MacBook Air
like
prototype
the MacBook Pro.
There's a cellular chip in this thing here, Steve. So that blows that out of the water.
all I'm saying is there've been a few prototypes that Apple did. There was a MacBook Air that a friend of mine actually had. And it had a little SIM card slot right on. For whatever reason, they never brought it out. It'd be interesting to see if they did. Plenty of other machines have done it. I know Mike just got some IBMs that have the little SIM card in there. I'm not saying it shouldn't be done. I'm just saying if they're going to do it, it makes no sense for them to put it on the chip. The processor chip.
It may not
itself.
be on the chip, but if it's in the computer, though, I mean, it makes a lot more sense to put 5G in it.
Yeah, especially if they have, like they're doing with the iPads and the iPhones, where they have their virtual SIM card. I think that clears up a lot of roadblocks for them too.
But I think that the new M1 chip that's out now and the M1X that's coming out is really changing the dynamics of the PC industry, because Intel is probably, really worried about what's going on right now. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
there's
if we're thinking about these things from the practical application, if we're thinking about people that are buying these to use them for work or whatever, things like that, extremely long battery life, and of course, meaning the batteries can be smaller, the things can be lighter, that responsiveness that they have. I mean, these are things that are going to sell these units. I'm fed up with hearing people complaining on Facebook forums about saying these things aren't upgradable. We've talked about that. We know it's not very green of Apple. We're not particularly happy about that. But I'm so fed up with these people saying, I'm not going to buy one because it's not upgradable. And my response to that is, well, they're not selling this to you. They're not marketing this to you. Mm-hmm. The people that are going to buy these don't care about that upgradability. They're going to care about that incredibly long battery life. They're going to care about, how the machine looks, how light it is, that sort of stuff, how responsive it is, how good it is to use. The sort of people that care about upgradability, people like us, we're going to end up buying different things.
Well, I'm not buying one. It's not upgradable.
Well,
I mentioned this before the show. I think it's funny that we had a topic 2-3 weeks ago. We're like, never buy a first gen. Don't do it. Selling your soul to the devil. Blah blah blah. And then all these benchmarks come out and all these test results. Like, I might order me a mini.
Well, I'm glad I already ordered one.
I think what's so interesting, though, is that some of the more interesting details to me are coming out about, like, why the machine is so fast. I mean, you have that memory on the same die as the CPU. And so it begs the question, and it turns out you don't really need as much memory now, because if your system has so much faster access to that memory, it could read and write and dump stuff so quickly, you don't have an inefficiency there where you need, let's say, 32 gigs or 16 gigs of memory. Sure, it would be nice to have more, but I think that the way this chipset is designed and the way these applications are written, I think there's so much taking advantage of the exact thing that they're building there, because Apple is building, the hardware and the software like they tend to do. I think there are some great advantages there, and I can't wait to see the next generation of these chips and just how this evolves, because as someone said in the chat, as Sean said in the chat, it feels like Macs are kind of special again, which is nice. So
yeah, well, it's definitely, I'm looking forward to what it's going to do with the industry, and like for me, my current old Macs is all I need. My wife that actually makes money with her Mac, once they get an iMac with an M1 or an M2 or an M30, whatever, it makes sense. But for me, not really. But I am curious what it's going to do, and if it's already upsetting the market now. But sorry,
upsetting the market.
I should mention that there's all the reviews. That all the people on YouTube that were already having one sitting in a box there before they announced it, they were just waiting to publish their reviews. They say nothing but good things about it. Most magazines do. But there are several reviews now that say, hey, okay, so forget the hype. I had to pay for one myself. I'm not being endorsed by Apple. Here are the real statistics. The battery lasts 3 hours with actual use, if that. This is slow. That's not working. This is not compatible. There are plenty of issues that you're not going to hear about in all these raving reviews because, they probably got one for 80% discount from Apple to review it.
Or got it free.
Yeah. So, something to keep
Who
in
said
mind.
it only gets 3 hours of battery life?
2 or 3 hours, yeah.
Who said that?
Who said that?
Some dude. I don't have the link anymore.
Some dude.
Was he running Chrome and encoding video at the same time? or
Yeah,
something?
my old PowerBook gets more than 3 hours. So I don't know what it is.
No, if you're watching YouTube, you got email running in the background, you got several apps running, you're doing time machine backups, all the actual use, not the scripted, display at 50% brightness, Wi-Fi off, use Ethernet. Actual use, you do not get all day battery life.
Yeah.
So,
Still,
actually
you're
quite
talking about a system on a chip that uses like a third of the power that today's Intel processors use. So
Yeah.
I like what y'all were saying. I want to see this on an iMac or even a Mac Pro where they can put 8 M1s onto a board
Yeah.
and let that thing fly. Like that would be amazing. And
It would be.
as soon as they make a iMac or Apple Silicon or whatever, whether it's M2 or A1X or M1X, I'm
Whatever the heck it's called.
itching to buy one. That's for sure.
can Mackie run on an ARM chip?
I'll have to ask him about that.
I thought Mackie could run on anything. He ran on a
He
Newton,
can
didn't
run on
he?
Yeah.
anything, but he might have to use Rosetta 2.
Ah.
You might not like his insides being spread that much.
Or he's going to be stuttering. Like, it's too slow.
I'm really fast now. Whee!
his voice may go up a few more octaves, right?
Yeah.
Right. Let's get more
Sound like
color.
a squirrel. Yeah.
Yeah, he can be colorful now. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when he goes onto computers that have color, sometimes he does throw in a little bit of color.
Ah.
Well, speaking of color, I think that's a good segue into somebody's favorite mouse.
No, actually, you're jumping ahead of yourself a little bit. The next topic is our Eep/Quack game.
Oh, yeah, okay. You move
So-
around the number of the topics when I start talking.
No, I didn't move anything.
Yeah, you did?
Oh, wait, actually, no, I'm going by what's on.
It was Mackie. Mackie did it.
No, I see the next one says 5
Mackie's
game around
favorite game.
on the list that Jay gave me for the overlays.
Oh, GT blaming someone else again.
Yep, there you go.
I'll show you the numbers on the overlays, Jay. If you
I
want.
typed them. You need to show me.
Anyways, this is our favorite part, and I think Kate likes this one too because I know she does participate in it when we do it. So
Yes, in the chat room.
but we get to actually hear her say "eep" or "quack."
Oh
now,
no,
so-
I didn't practice that.
And you will be
I
judged about the quality of your Eeps and Quack.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So the way this goes, and we may have some new viewers. Eep if you have done this. Quack if you haven't. So you type it in the chat here. So the first one is used a floppy or zip disk this week.
Eep?
Quack.
Quack.
I have not.
For shame, dude.
Yeah.
I haven't had any reason to.
I don't even own a zip disk.
I just bought a box of floppy
What?
disks right now.
I do not own a zip drive.
GT.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem there.
Exactly. It must be.
There you go.
I still use floppy,
Nice.
but
This is actually
Not-
Jay's.
See, so Kate doesn't even have one, I bet, right?
I don't have a zip drive.
Ah, see?
But I do have 5 1/4 floppy drives for my Apple II, and of course the regular 3.5 inch. But
I have a Commodore 5 1/4 floppy drive, but it doesn't work, but you know.
Yeah. I have all that stuff. I
Instead of
haven't
just
used it.
playing the game, you got eep eep quack 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 eep eep. You got this dude, action retro guy. Why not jazz? Why does he always have to start?
that's not eep or quack.
I know. Just stick with the program, dude. Come on.
Somebody put a beer.
All right, so
Why
next
not
one.
Jazz? Because we'd like to be done using it within 7 hours.
So, since Jay was just talking about Sean, have you ever seen Sean's blatant disrespect at Jay in his last Action Retro video? Quack, because I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched it.
I don't know what's happening.
It was well played. It was well played. I'm planning a comeback.
It was one of my favorite things I've ever seen.
I need to go watch that video.
Very subtle.
Oh, he lied. He lied right there. See that? Quack.
And I think Sean actually had that video written up in an article somewhere about the fact that he actually had Minecraft running on an old cube.
I think it was the Register, if I remember correctly.
Register.
Wow.
Surprised
He's all fancy and stuff.
Yeah,
So
that's
there's
right.
not a whole lot of eeps in there, so they're not watching you there, Sean.
I
What's up
know.
with that?
Nobody's watching us.
Oh, I thought Eep was. Oh, yeah. Well,
No,
I watched
Eep
it.
just saw it.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. Eep was saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eepus saw
Eep
it.
saw Quack means
We're
you
forgetting the
haven't.
rules to y'all's own game.
Steve is.
You're the one that said you got a lot of Eeps. They must not be seeing it.
No, I said we're not seeing.
Listen how high his voice just got.
Did I just not say? I said we're not seeing a lot of Eeps.
Oh,
So
I
that means
thought
a
you
lot
s-
of people have not seen that
I'm
video.
old and senile. Just leave me alone.
Well, it's radiation from those CRTs. Steve.
Yeah, that
Must
must
be.
be.
I think it's getting to your head.
Or it could be the smoke, the soldering smoke that he doesn't fan away
Stress.
in the basement
Yeah.
there.
It's delicious.
It also stays in the
exactly.
basement.
Exactly.
Big cloud.
Yeah. All right, next one. This is the last one too. Have you ever left your Mac or iPhone in a place where you thought, how the hell did I manage to leave it there? In other words, top of your car, restaurant, whatever.
Quack.
Quack.
Eat.
Quack.
I'm gonna need
Yeah,
stories
it's
for those Eeps.
Wait,
Quack.
repeat this
I
question.
actually had to use Find My iPhone once to find that I left my phone in a restaurant.
Yep.
And I
Okay,
didn't
yeah.
realize it until I was
Probably-
already home, which was 40 minutes away.
Ooh.
Ouch.
At least it was still
I can't
there.
say I've never left my phone or iPad anywhere that I couldn't figure out why it was there. Yeah,
Well,
I can't think of anything.
I left it in a park once, but I called my brother using my wife's phone, and he was able to do the Find My iPhone thing. I'm like, all right, let's go back, and it was right where I left it. But
That's exactly the same thing happened to me. Is I left it in a restaurant, but I used Find My iPhone, and it's like, oh, there it is. But
So one
Find-
good thing about being addicted to your cell phone is that you're always checking
Yeah.
first in your pockets for where it is. So
Yeah.
I
That's-
have thankfully never lost my phone.
That's my wife. Then she always has her phone. I mean, she has an iPad, she has a MacBook Pro, but she's always more on her iPhone than anything else.
so it's funny because we're yelling at Sean in the chat there, but a similar thing happened to my wife. She left her phone on a bus, and she realized it right as the bus let her off right in front of the house. So 20 seconds later, I got my keys. We jumped in the car, and we're chasing the bus down the highway.
No.
And eventually we got to like the bus depot where they stopped for the night or whatever, and we were able to get it back. But it was one of those things where she always had her phone on mute, and so no matter if she called it or whatever, it wasn't going to be ringing or not. And yeah, fun times.
Yep.
Never drove so
Classy,
fast in my
Steve.
life.
And it should have driven in
Really
front of the
right from
bus,
the
put
bus.
down some road spikes.
Then the bus
Actually-
and all its contents would be disintegrated and catch on fire.
I,
This isn't
I
Carmageddon,
have
this.
left my phone in the women's restroom before,
Okay.
and then it was in a
See,
building.
if you
like,
left it in
office
the
building.
men's restroom, then you'd be like, why did I leave it there?
But now a lady that sold insurance picked it up, and then she found me, and then she tried selling me insurance 30 minutes before she would give me the phone back.
I can't just have the damn phone
Wanted
back,
to sell
please.
my
Thank you.
phone. But I got it back, and I didn't.
Yes, I'm very interested. Give me my damn phone back.
That's actually the most interesting story about somebody trying to sell you insurance to get your phone back. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like she
Gotta
sold
have
me
that insurance.
I found it. I could have just stolen it, but she had it, so at least I got it back.
Yeah.
Do you have the insurance now?
No, I don't have.
Smart.
All right, so that ends it for our game round for this week, and we will try to get some more eeps and quacks for next week. especially for 100th
And
episode.
don't forget, we have
gotta
a
some good ones.
submission forum.
Yes, it's on our
Yes.
Discord.
Well, speaking of, there is one more late submission, as you would expect from Sean, Action Retro, for an Eep Quack. Should we throw
Go
it in
for
there?
it.
Let's do it.
All right. Have you ever tried to fix a friend or family member's computer only to wind up making it worse?
Eep.
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 Probably.
Yeah.
I've got a good one on that one.
Eep.
All right, Gertie.
I was trying to restore my girlfriend's laptop after she had just finally found a virus on it.
That
And
must be a PC.
when I restored it, it was. And when I restored it back to where the virus was. So she had to redo it all over again.
Oh my God.
I was fixing a computer for someone, and the problem was something very simple. As I'm working on it, the hard drive died. And I'm like, well, that's just luck.
Yeah. Good luck
Does it
explaining
have
that.
to be for somebody else, or can it be my own?
Or
I
a
just
friend
thought of a
or
good
family member.
We don't make
Well,
the
I'm
rules.
family.
Yeah.
I'm my own
You're your own
family.
family member.
I'm sure we've already done making a repair worse for
Dane is
ourselves.
his own friend.
We probably have, but
Yeah,
I didn't tell the story. And it's my gaming PC. It's a Windows machine, so I got a new hard drive for it because there was a sale on SSDs. I put the new SSD in it, and I installed Windows 10 on it, but the old hard drive was still in there, and so that I could transfer, information over as you do. Well, apparently the Windows installation saw the registry on the other drive and said, "Oh, well, that's where the registry is." So it installed Windows 10 on the new drive. The registry stayed on the old drive, and when I wiped the old drive, the computer bricked itself. So
Way to go, Windows. That's a good feature.
That's the reason why Windows kind of sucks, because of that registry.
Yeah.
You
Let me
dork one
put
thing
this-
up in
Is that
there.
the only reason?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
I can think of 50 more.
good reason.
Jay, how would you know? You've never used Windows.
I've
He
heard
lies.
stories.
He lied.
See, but he's never.
Just like
used
that.
it.
I hear things.
And
I have
as for
another good
Sean, he says, I tried to fix my roommate's loose power jack, but when I took it apart, the entire plastic structure just crumbled.
Sounds like a
That's
PC
Been there,
laptop
done
for you.
Grudy, you got one?
Yeah, I have another good one. I was restoring my stepmother's computer. The hard drive was dying in it, so we were switching it over to an SSD to try to save it. And I was doing a backup on it right as Windows 10 decided to do an upgrade. And as it was doing the upgrade, while it was trying to back everything up, it reset everything, and then the hard drive died.
Oh, it's lovely.
So you lost everything.
Lost everything.
Perfect.
It does distro hopper. I tried to upgrade a computer to Windows 10, but I ended up corrupted. This is what you get. You chose that life. Yeah.
He hops the distros and he hops too much.
Yeah. There you go.
He missed it and went right into a lake.
All right. So now we're going to go to Jay's favorite topic here. Our favorite mice, and why are they our favorite mice? And Jay, I'm going to throw it to you first because you have a very unusual favorite mouse.
Hold on.
Everybody else hates.
I'm talking to Trina. What are you
I don't think everybody hates it. There's a lot of preference over using the mouse or not.
Listen,
Oh, it
there's
sucks.
no debate. There is no question
Yes, there
that the
is.
Puck Mouse is the best mouse ever
Yeah.
Ever.
See, even Kate's laughing.
made. Ever.
Oh, that mouse, how do you hold it? Like
With your
like
hand.
this, like right here, and you click with just like the pressure of your palm.
You smash it with your
Who uses
fist.
a mouse with their whole hand? Who doesn't use their fingers?
Now, what you have to do is keep your fingertips on the edge of the mouse and let your rest of your hand drag along the desk like a caveman.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If
Yeah,
when you get
so-
blisters and calluses on your wrist, you're using it the right way.
I
But
guess when
that is
I
for
first
my
saw the Puck mouse.
my older systems. For everything else, I used vertical mouse.
Yes.
I actually have one of those too. So, well, not like
You
yours,
don't
but,
say.
but I love this thing. Jay got me actually into the vertical mouse.
You got
hold it
me
this
into the
way, it's
vertical mouse too.
And I love it. I love it.
using
Make me sound like a drug dealer.
Oh,
I
no,
can't stand
no.
vertical
Yours.
mice.
Kate's using a magic mouse.
Magic mouse.
Bruce
too.
uses the tiniest mice known to men. Look at that.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
not my favorite mouse though. My favorite is a
Bruce,
trackball.
I have one of those. I used to use it all the time.
That's
Actually, Kate, I actually have to agree with you. The trackball mice were the best.
I have a Logitech trackball that apparently on eBay goes for like $400 because they don't make it
What?
where the ball is
Oh, it's
actually
the one with
not
the-
on your
the
thumb,
ball
it's
on the
on
thumb?
your fingers.
Is that the marble?
It's the Trackman something.
Trackman,
I
yeah.
don't
Yeah.
remember
I
the
think I have
exact
It
one.
looks
one.
like a hand. It
Oh,
looks
yeah,
like
I
It has
a
the
hand.
big.
Yeah.
I would like to give special mention to one of my favourite mice from vintage eras.
Oh,
This
I
is
have
the
one of those.
Kensington Thinking Mouse.
Hey, those
that
are
has
actually good mice.
4 buttons. Yeah, I still use it today with my sort of ADB computers, and it's a great mouse. And all the buttons are configurable. You can program each button as well as chords of buttons. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the top 2 together and the bottom 2 together, and you can attach them to all sorts of quick keys and things. It's a fantastic mouse.
I am
So-
putting a link in the chat to my favorite mouse. And Jay, I have to tell you, using this mouse reminds me of the accuracy and the feeling of a puck mouse.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Seriously.
I,
the mouse one that's
I was
Oh.
looking for this stupid thing for years. And
Is
I
that the
finally
one with the
found it.
actual mouse ears?
Kidding.
Yes.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
It's
I thought the puck was silly.
I fully agree. It's a silly mouse.
Oh, the
but-
mouse mouse.
No, I thought
Yeah,
the
the
puck was
mouse
silly
mouse.
until I saw that thing you just posted.
That's
Yeah.
so cute.
Yeah, I did a video on it that nobody apparently watched, but there's
I watched it. I watched it.
I found one on eBay in the box for the Mac because they made a Mac version and a PC version, obviously, and I was stupid happy to find that little thing.
Yep,
I should point out
It's
that
going-
everybody here hates the puck because they frequently get their ass whooped with a puck mouse in a real tournament.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
Just
Yeah.
going by the live chat here, we've got Mingo Hagen uses the Razer Death Adder. That's definitely a gaming mouse, I'm sure, just by the name.
The Death Adder,
Sean
Adder
thinks
of
the
Death.
Next mouse is good. I never used the Next mouse. Was it very
Oh,
similar
that
to
one.
Apple?
I got you,
Ooh.
Kate.
Fancy.
It
Yeah,
has
cool.
a
Fancy.
trackball on the hand.
And everybody
or
else
finger
hates
part.
it.
Ah.
The
Mike,
hands.
I like that mouse except for the little tiny wheel. It trips me up every time.
I actually kind of like it. I like the way I like the idea of it. It's a shame that these get cooked up so fast.
That's
Yeah.
the problem.
But
Small
I tell you,
balls,
it was a good idea. It kind of reminds me. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Logitech Track Point. It was a trackball mouse combo. They only
9 o'clock.
didn't make them very long, but it was a trackball that was actually a mouse too. And this is kind of what this reminds me of.
Now,
I did not
with-
mind the Mighty Mice.
Yeah, I like
wasn't a huge fan
This,
of it.
this one's cordless. I have the corded ones too.
Well, but the Mighty Mouse, the little ball gets gunked up real easy.
That's the only thing I don't like about it. But luckily,
And-
this one here, the ring has been broken off the bottom, so it's real easy for me to take apart and clean.
Yeah, I have one that I took apart too, but I have electrical tape holding it back together because.
You know, there's a secret that has been keeping these mice going for years. It applied when it was new. It applies today. If you're nasty and wash your hands, your trackballs don't get dirty, and it doesn't clog up.
I have to tell you, Jay, that a relative of mine is a neat freak, and they have a keyboard that looks like it's brand new, and the mouse looks like it's brand new, but that stupid little wheel on the Mighty Mouse never worked the day they got it out of the damn box.
Okay.
And Apple's instructions of like holding it upside down and getting a damp cloth and just like gently do it doesn't do crap.
Okay, what would you do if you buy something that doesn't work from day one?
You return it.
Oh, she got a replacement. Same thing happened with that one.
So, but did it happen after the return policy or
Apple wouldn't send out another. They said there's nothing wrong with it. We brought it to the Apple store. It was a whole fiasco.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Sad Mac is asking, what's
What?
the difference between Magic Mouse and Mighty Mouse? Mighty Mouse is the one that Mike just held up.
Right.
Yeah, it's an
The Mighty
optical
Mouse.
mouse, but it
This
has.
is the Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
It has a
The
nipple.
Mouse has a
The-
little ball. They come
Hold
in
it
wired
closer.
or wireless.
Hold it
Mike.
closer.
It's invisible, Mike.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
That's
this is the Mighty Mouse. They made these.
Right.
They made these in wired and wireless. This is a Magic Mouse. These are only Bluetooth
Hold it
wireless.
closer.
Closer.
It's still invisible.
It's
Yeah,
not
that's
always
magic.
invisible.
You can see through it.
Yeah.
There we go.
There. Okay.
Yeah.
Kate's got one.
invisible.
Steve's got one.
Yeah. Okay.
It's this
Pretty good.
ridiculous little slimline mouse that has the charging port on the bottom of it, so you have
The
to flip it upside down in order to charge the stupid.
Not if
thing.
you don't use the battery one.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
idea of the Magic Mouse was neat, but it's so totally useless.
It is horrible.
It is not used. Are we going to have this discussion again?
Well,
Seriously.
Whose stupid
Let
idea
Mike
was it to do
finish.
another topic on mice?
Yeah, I was just
not
thinking
with
We've
that.
that.
filled
Bruce.
15 minutes or so.
well,
Let Mike
Good topic.
finish his sentence.
the good thing about the Magic Mouse was the actual, the touch the touch area on it, because you could do
now
so many
that's
things with
cool.
it. That
Yeah.
was probably the best part of it. But being so low profile and so
Yeah.
unergonomic, it was
just not comfortable.
exactly. That's
It's very uncomfortable. It's one of the most. I think it's the only mouse in the world that actually rivals the puck in terms of uselessness.
I agree.
It's like
on my video
Mighty
editing
mouse fits my hand. Okay.
Yeah.
The
I
Magic
prefer
Mouse does it.
a Logitech mouse with a trackpad on the left side of the keyboard, so that I can swipe through the timeline of my video editing, or zoom in, pinch to zoom on the trackpad with my left hand, and then use the mouse to do precise clicks.
I used to do the same thing until I broke my trackpad.
Oh,
You don't say.
Rudy, what haven't you broke?
oh wow.
That's what happens when you do this to it.
Did you happen to toss it at a door somewhere? Or?
No. Remember my old studio and how messy it was?
I
I had it on the floor. I didn't know it was on the floor, and I rolled over it.
Wait, are we talking about
Because
the
the
old
floor
studio
is
in
a
your
very
old house?
natural place to
The
store
old
a
studio in my
trackpad.
old house.
Because everything was on the floor in your old studio in your old house.
Even his videos were on the floor.
Yeah.
My mouse that I usually use is just like the OEM bundled, no branded Logitech 2-button mice, and nothing fancy.
Yeah, those were
I do
old
like
stuff.
Logitech mice. I have several Logitech mice.
Yeah.
I've always been happy with them.
All right, guys. So let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. We're getting there pretty good tonight. I think we're going to be right on time. Hopefully, maybe we might be over a little, but
Katrina, your iPod's still here, by the way. I just
see that answers the
there we
question.
go.
So,
I'll
Thought
get
that
it to
was-
you, I promise.
Don't hold your breath.
Hey,
Yeah.
so
Year,
Did you mean Monday, December 7th is when you were sending that out?
yeah.
2021.
So it's the first Apple adds first iMac models with Retina 5K display to the vintage products list, which is 2015.
2014.
2014?
Yeah.
But
And
still,
15.
2014.
15 is 5 years. That's it. And it's already old.
We old.
That was
So,
surprising
this
for
whole-
me to see,
Yeah.
especially since that one you can't have, you can't use it as a display, right? It doesn't have target display mode,
No,
so
you
it's
can't use them.
retired.
Yeah, anything that has Thunderbolt on it doesn't have target display mode.
What are you talking about? Yeah, it does.
No.
No, USB 3, Thunderbolt
USB 3. I'm talking about Thunderbolt 3, not Thunderbolt 2. I'm talking about 3.
Alright.
Because anything that's like the 2017, my 2017 27-inch iMac that I sold I could not put it in target display mode. However, my 2009 one I got back here, the thick one, it makes a perfect display for target display mode.
So how long ago did they add the 2012 Mac Pro to that list? Wasn't that just like the last time they updated the list, or was
I think
No,
it
it's been
was
there for a little
29.
bit.
I think it
Is
wasn't
it?
it
Okay.
when they released the. It was one of the trash can revisions, and all of a sudden that was on there. I thought it was
Yeah,
right
that
before
sounds
the
more
new
like
Mac
it, yeah.
Pro. I think it was like right before they because people were complaining like, oh, now this is considered obsolete, but you haven't made a true replacement for it yet, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only have the history back to May 27th of this year, which is, at that point, the 2012 Mac Pro was already on it.
Yeah.
So.
I've read that this is kind of a sign that an M1 or a Apple Silicon-based iMac is in the horizon, at least for.
And we might be reading a little bit too much into this because
Maybe
5 years is typical. 5 years vintage, 7 years obsolete.
Yeah.
But just because it's considered vintage doesn't mean it's not supported still.
Well, of course.
Right, because you've got, like Open Core and you've got Collins patchers and stuff that are
not only
really
that, but
stretching out the lifetimes of these old machines. So,
but Apple still
to us and to people who are, really using them and doing that type of thing, they don't seem like they're vintage. But of course, Apple's standards for it really haven't changed much.
Well, I mean, but look at the 2012 MacBook Pro. You could still put, Catalina on it natively.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
so
that's what I mean.
That's an 8-year-old machine that you could still put the latest operating system on at the time. Now, Big
just
Sur
for
is
And to
not.
clarify, you say no longer supported. It's no longer supported if you bring it to a Genius Bar or if you call Apple
Right.
Care. It's no
Yes.
longer supported that way, but it can run the operating.
Yeah, just because
system.
Apple puts it on the list doesn't affect what the machine can or cannot
Yeah,
do.
no
It might not
longer
receive any
officially
updates anymore, but
And just remember, if your machine was working fine for you when you bought it, then that's what you bought it for during that time. Remember, technology is gonna, get better and better, and stuff is gonna be obsolete down the road. I mean, look at some of the Macs we've been talking about. The 68K Macs. Those are basically cannot be used today to do real work. I mean,
how
you could do.
dare you, sir?
I'm saying the truth, but you can't do actual real work on a
Unsubscribe. Unsubscribe.
unless you're just writing word processing. Kind of.
That's true.
That's real work.
That's about the only thing, But can you do video editing?
Of course you can.
Yeah.
It'll take you like 10 years for it to
PhD, but you
render.
can do it.
Can I just throw this in? DistroHopper just said these ARM Macs have the potential to last 20 years with the M2 or M3, but if they only have software support for 5 to 7 years, it will not, which is the case for all the hardware we currently use. If you stick with the operating system it came with, or the one after that, it'll fly for the next 50 years if you keep it up and do the occasional repair to it.
Well, we'll also have to consider build quality, and I don't think the ones built today are going to last 20 years like the old ones have.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's interesting with this list that Apple has is a few months ago, maybe it was even last year, they actually delayed the 2011 iMac from being on the list, and then they brought it back. It was like eligible for repairs again for whatever reason. Maybe they found a boatload
Oh, I
of
remember
parts.
that.
And I was like, well, that's interesting because I think it was maybe right before the iMac Pro came out or whatever it was. The timing was just curious of it, and I think maybe part of it was to do with those machines having the horrible graphics chipsets in them, but who knows? Somebody
I
got
don't
a
remember
box
the
of
exact
them.
story. They probably got sued and had to do it again.
Yeah, of course.
They don't know anything without being sued for it. So.
Oh, Apple.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of vintage computers, Trina asks, when does the PowerPC challenge start? We will probably be announcing that in a week or two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
we got to get the details out and everything. I think the first one we did was 1 week. The second one we did was 2 weeks. So we may go a little longer. I don't know.
Year.
I'm going to do the 68K challenge
I'm
just to spite GT.
Can I just do a PC challenge?
No, you're fired. Go away.
If you duct tape, I have a box of broken PowerPC cards here, Mike. If you want to duct tape one of these to your PC, it's a PowerPC computer.
No, then it's still a PC.
Nah, it's got a chip.
According to Louis Rossman, anytime you change anything in a Mac, it's considered a PC.
Well, why are we according to him? Who
I'm
cares?
just saying.
Well, my PC is made by IBM, and IBM made the Power Series processor, which the PowerPC is based on. So
True.
That's a good thing.
technically, it qualifies.
Just don't tell anyone, Mike. You duct tape this inside your machine, you'll be fine.
I can print in dot matrix for a couple weeks. It's okay.
I know Steve can. He's got plenty of dot matrix printers.
Yeah, until my wife kills me. What the hell's that noise?
All right, guys.
So is the challenge that you have to use the PowerPC machine
as
for
much
everything?
as you not everything, as much as you possibly can. In other words, most of your daily activities have to be done on the PowerPC as physically possible.
With all this working from home stuff that I've been doing, it'll be very tough to incorporate my work.
Well, no.
The job depends on using something more modern.
Exactly.
By all means, don't. Whatever you're comfortable with trying to do on the PowerPC is what we're trying to do. It's not, you don't have to do everything.
Yeah.
It's like what I did
outside of work hours. When you finished work for the day, if you're using your computer, rather than sort of jumping on your computer and visiting Facebook or something like that, you try and use the PowerPC for your recreational stuff.
I could imagine you calling up your IT department and being like, I got this 68K Performa here, and I need you to allow the security exception so I can download my email. What?
Yeah.
Netscape won't connect. What the hell?
I think Jay in the 2018 challenge, he used, what was it, your MDD? Used it for almost everything?
Yeah, the only thing I needed my Mac Pro for was I run software for my security cameras, and I needed FileMaker Pro. That's it. Everything else went through the MDD. I updated the serial number website. I updated the Mac Yak website, iTunes. I just didn't do Facebook and YouTube at all. It was a very nice break from social media, and I was very happy.
I think I'm going to try to, the 840AV doesn't work, but I'll try the 800, and I'll do the 68K challenge. How about that?
That's not what it's called, Steve. Stick with the program. Come on.
I just want to prove GT wrong that you can't do any work on it. That's all.
But, okay, so you're going to do all your everyday tasks you could normally do on that 68K.
As much as I can. Why the heck not?
It's not the tools, it's the artists.
Yes, and I have and I have a bunch of weird ass Nubus cards I could shove in there to do some weird crap with. So why not?
And I saw you run 5 displays on one of those things, so that should be all right.
There you go.
I have to say I'm very tempted to hook up the Quadra 950 and load it with like period software, PageMaker, Quark Express stuff, and try to do my design work on that and see.
Come on, Dana. I'll connect you to my Apple Talk network.
I'm very tempted.
I've got my Macintosh 2CI set up like that. So my 2CI box on the hard drive is Quark Express, Illustrator, Photoshop, and so I can actually go in and do all of the tasks that I used to do when I used to use like a 2CI back in the day. And you can still do page layout on it.
So eBay05 says you guys should put a disclaimer: you're not liable if someone loses their job while keeping up with the PowerPC challenge.
Productivity.
You have to have a level of personal responsibility here. Don't do it.
I'll give you one anecdote.
Day job stuff on there.
My project was on here. Now it's lost.
No, I use Dreamweaver to update my website. At least until a certain developer came along. Now I don't know how to update my own website. But not the point. On the Mirror Drive Door G4, Dreamweaver was faster than the latest Dreamweaver on my 12-core Mac Pro.
Easily.
I actually preferred using Dreamweaver. What was it? Dreamweaver CS4 or MX?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It was CS4.
I actually preferred updating the website on my G4 than I did on my Mac.
Because they still had to write software efficiently back then. You don't have to now because hard drives are so massive and the processors are faster.
Yeah, I mean, CS4 running on my G5 absolutely leaves the latest one on my, sort of Mac Pro for dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, this should be the retro computer challenge.
Yeah, but we can work something out. We can broaden it to include 68K, anything but PC.
Oh.
Yep. So Kate just said she could do the 68K challenge.
The 6802 challenge.
So I would actually have to get my Apple IIe from Steve to do that one then, because that'd be the only 68K one I have.
Or instead of narrowing it down to a certain architecture, we could just set a date range, 1980 to 1990 or whatever.
Pre-Intel
challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be pre-Intel.
Okay, well that pretty much wipes my IBM out right there. Damn it.
No, we meant pre-Intel Mac.
Pre-Intel Mac.
Yeah.
Mike is going to get a stone and a chisel.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what you say, Mike.
You know what?
We are never going to allow a PC.
It's
just not going to happen.
Steve, I'll rip the Intel 386 out and I'll put an AMD 386.
It's an ARM processor. There you go. Yes.
I think we should move on.
Yes.
I think you should let me use my PS2. Damn it!
All right,
Do it.
so
No,
let's
it's
go
not.
ahead and move on to our next topic, guys. So we've got way off topic here. So
Told you we were working.
Yeah, and it's all Trina's fault.
That never happens. It never
All right.
happens.
yeah, so it's been a year since 32-bit was axed. Okay, and we're talking about when Catalina came out. Catalina basically nixed all 32-bit apps. Mojave was giving you warnings on, hey, in the next future versions, it's 32-bit apps are going away. But 32-bit,
Sierra too, yeah.
but both those versions were saying it. But then Catalina came along and basically said, nope, no more. Now, myself personally, I am actually using Catalina on 2 machines. I'm using it, well, actually one now because my MacBook Pro is actually now running Big Sur. But on my classic Mac Pro, I'm actually using Catalina. And that's what I'm using to broadcast this show and everything. And it runs perfectly fine. I am not using DOS Dude 1's patcher for this either. I am actually using OpenCore to actually run it natively on here without any patching. And it runs perfectly fine. I have not had an issue with it.
Good.
And now everybody's quiet.
Yeah, I still run Mojave. I'm not saying goodbye
Yeah,
to my
exactly.
32-bit
Yeah,
apps.
the way I got around it is literally I run Mojave.
Yep.
I haven't moved up past Mojave yet.
Neither have I.
What 32-bit apps are y'all still running? Because I've already moved
QuickTime 7.
to Big Sur.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So,
What?
yeah, for me, QuickTime 7, Aperture, they're the two probably main ones.
Well,
that I'm not
you're
really
about to move away from Aperture because if I hear one more complaint, I'm just gonna force you to.
pissing me off.
Like,
It is starting to piss me off.
For,
But there's
for,
not.
for the people at home, we have this group chat going on where we yak pretty much 24/7 all week long,
Yeah.
as Kate is now familiar with as well. And
Sorry.
3 in the
screenshots
morning.
keep showing up like, can this app be any slower? It crashed again. I really need something else. And that's been going on for a while, so I'm pretty sure you're close to a breaking point.
Yeah, I am. I'm very close to a breaking point, but I'm still not ready. I just want them to bring out a new one. I want them to update Aperture.
I
Why they
love
just
Aperture.
To my knowledge, I am not
sense.
using any 32-bit apps still, but my 2 latest machines are both 2012 machines. Well, a 2009 Mac Pro and a 2012 Mac Mini, and they're both still running Mojave, and I have no desire whatsoever to upgrade either one of
Yeah,
them.
I would get
basically on
no
the same
benefit.
boat.
So why should I upgrade?
I think
Exactly.
just
Yeah.
for the sake of anyone who is still using a 32-bit sort of friendly operating system and 32-bit apps, if you're ever in a situation where you're thinking about updating and you're wanting to know if you are still running any or you still have any 32-bit apps installed,
System
There you go.
profiler will tell you.
yeah, bring up the system profiler. There's a section under software called legacy software, and it lists all of the ones that are still 32-bit apps. So
No, how about that?
QuickTime 7, Unreal Tournament.
I have QuickTime 7, Basilisk, Mac App Store, Final Cut Pro,
But
Mini
Jay,
Mac.
But you can get all those.
Unreal Tournament 99 now runs on Catalina.
That's
runs
great.
in 60,
I need Unreal
64-bit.
Tournament 04 to run on Catalina. And even then, I don't want to move to a system. This is not related to 32-bit app, and it's a whole other rant, so I'm not going to. But I like to have control over my system. I don't want everything in a secure container that I can't mess with. No, I'm sticking with Mojave for the next 20 years, and I'm fine.
But there is actually something else as well, and that is that I have a couple of examples of some software that I use that is still 32-bit, and although there are upgrades available to them, between like the 32-bit version that I'm using and the new 64-bit versions, companies have moved from a buy once to a subscription model.
Yeah.
So, moving to that, taking that update in the software is going to mean, sort of subscription fees.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
That will be a nice break during the PowerPC challenges, not having to worry about that.
Right. By the way, I mean, I probably know the answer, but is Mackie 64-bit compatible?
Mackie is 64-bit compatible, yes.
Woo. Okay.
He has to be because she's
He
not
has to
running
be
Big
because
Sur.
I'm on Big Sur on all my machines. I have 2017 iMac, 2015 MacBook Pro, and a 2014 MacBook Air, and they're all on Big Sur. And you might ask, why put them on Big Sur? There's no real reason. Just I wanted them all to be the same experience, right? It's the same.
Yeah, but Mackie is not on any of those machines, so it
No.
could be.
He has his own OS.
He's 128-bit. He's in the future, man.
But I found
Mackie's actually a quantum computer.
A learning computer.
a lot of stuff that is 64-bit.
Oh,
I have
here's a
Go ahead, Kate.
here's a 32-bit program I want to give up anytime soon, and I'm sure you guys don't use it anymore. iDVD. I still use it.
What?
I always liked iDVD.
Wow.
I moved on to
That still exists?
DVD Studio Pro because
No.
iDVD has so many bugs in it. I probably have, probably still in my old email archives, some emails that I wrote to Steve Jobs complaining about how certain themes just didn't work. They were just inherently broken. Of course, he never responded. No, he did not. But yeah,
If he had, it would have been like, sorry.
yeah. Upgrade yourself to DVD Studio Pro. You will thank yourself, Rudy.
I guess I haven't really found myself stuck on any legacy apps that
Well, that's good.
I can't give up. So
And that's the same with me, Kate. Is I don't really need any of those legacy apps. So it's like everything that I'm running here runs perfectly fine, and I just don't need anything else. I mean, I've actually tried UT99, the new version that they came out with the patches and everything, and it runs awesome on here, and especially on this widescreen monitor, playing in a 49-inch gaming monitor is awesome.
Show off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, show
that
off.
is, yeah.
But 32-bit apps, I just think that we're going for, like we said before, as technology's getting better and better, we need to start moving forward. We don't use any 8-bit. I mean, there's no systems that can play 8-bit apps anymore unless you go to your old retro systems to do 8-bit apps.
Yeah, but I think 32-bit apps were around for so long that it stings more, and especially because you had so many transitions with the Mac OS. You had, obviously you had the classic Mac OS, you had Mac OS 10, you had PowerPC, you had Intel. So it hurts more, especially for these little apps that maybe we were using for a while that all of a sudden there's no support for. And I get that they warned us and everything. It just still sucks.
But we had floppies and CDs around forever too, and
Yes,
we
but
got
that's
rid
a
of those,
medium. That's not a software package. That's a
I
vessel.
understand that.
No, you don't, because that's not the same thing.
Then developers need to upgrade or update their software.
Yeah, but some of them are dead.
Yeah.
Then that's why you have virtual machines.
I'm still waiting for Disk Warrior to
or old
support
machines.
APFS.
Disk Warrior.
I mean, you can run 32-bit VMs on your Mac.
Yeah, why do you think I haven't upgraded? Why haven't any of us upgraded except you?
I haven't
Kate has
upgraded
too.
because I don't want my computer to run like crap like my one at work does.
There you go.
I run Tiger in a VM to do certain networking things for my classic
Good
Macs
choice.
because they can
Nice.
still read the AFS file system, so I can
Oh Lord, this is
basically connect
I found
the
my
USB
novelette.
of an AFS drive and copy stuff using the
Yep.
VM.
All right,
VMs
guys.
are nice.
So we're going to move on to our next topic because we're getting really close to our time here.
We got 2 minutes. Talk fast.
Told you.
Yeah. And if Kate wants to stick around a while, we can go a little bit over. I mean, it's up to her too.
Yeah,
But
I'm still good.
all right.
All right, 3 more hours. Here we go.
Yeah. Next one is next week is our 100th episode. We've been around for 2 years now. In fact, we just passed the 2-year mark because we started this right before Thanksgiving 2 years ago.
November 20th, 2018.
Yep. So we started this over 2 years ago. We've reached over 1,000 subs. We've also reached over our 4,000 hour, all that other good stuff. But we also have a Discord server. We have a Facebook page. We have an actual website that people can go to. I mean, we have all that stuff. And it's thanks to you guys that watch us, okay? If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here, So
Yep.
I got to put that out first off, is that we got to thank you guys for watching us,
Absolutely.
Got nothing to add to that.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and look at some of our past topics, and we're going to revisit a few of those that are really good topics. And also we're looking at doing something special too, but I'll keep that to ourselves right now because I think we're still working on the details of that one.
Yeah, but we want to hear from you, everyone listening to this or watching this. What were your favorite topics? What are topics that you want to expand on? What are topics that you want us to revisit? Let us know.
In fact, Mr. H goes, I remember the FaceTime era. So
yeah. You've been around for a while, Mr. H.
Yes, if you remember us doing FaceTime, you've been around a while because I think we stopped around episode 30 or so, maybe.
Long before Bruce and Dana were ever on.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I just put a link in the chat.
No,
if
Steve
you
was here for that.
I was
have
floating
to
around.
update that
towards
list.
the end of it, yeah.
But there's a website I just put in the chat where there's a record of all the topics we've talked about in the past. The first 40 episodes are missing, so I still have to put those in. But you can browse that and see if that'll help you.
If anyone wants to volunteer to watch those.
Well, back then when we first started, we didn't actually, I think the first few episodes, we didn't even have topics. We just talked.
Yeah.
And whatever came up, we just kind of talked about.
What we do best.
Yeah. So, but we've grown and we've actually gotten a lot better. In fact, we don't have the audio problems hardly anymore. Hopefully.
Hardly.
Now you just.
It only took about 80 episodes.
Yeah, it only
What
took us.
JT is trying to say is that we're professional now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kate has actually
So
seen
let's
our
focus
professionalism
on it.
in the background
Professional.
now.
I've seen how the sausage is made, as they say.
It's not pretty, is it?
No, it's not. It's
beautiful.
It's like, who's this blowing up this chat at 4 a.m. and what the hell is wrong with you guys?
Talking about the most esoteric inside
We did warn her. We did warn her.
And,
Yeah,
and
we did
the
warn.
Yeah.
very first thing that Steve said was, you might
First
want to turn
post
on
message.
Do Not Disturb. So, all right. So that's what we're going to have, Nick.
should mention that. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say we should mention that if people want to submit ideas for their favorite topics that we've discussed, put it on our Discord in the show in the topics forum. That way, we don't have to search all over and find it.
Should we make a new channel for that? 100th episode suggestions or
we
something?
should. I think we should.
I want just
Yeah.
for the weekly show stuff.
And if you want your topic to be
Just-
considered,
yeah.
put it in the form of a super chat.
There you go.
$10
Just
minimum.
didn't have to do that right now.
$50 will get you considered.
So hurry up with those super chats, people.
We're all waiting.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we're going to go to our next topic. And this is one I'm going to let Kate go on this one because she came across this "What were they smoking?" topic. So go ahead, take it away, Kate. And I've already got
This is a good
the
one.
link
I
in
saw
there.
this one once.
So
There
the
it is.
Macintosh chimney is a cardboard little hat that they used to sell out of a catalog for keeping, I guess, your Mac cool since they didn't have any fans in the Macintosh 512K, the early 1984-85 Macs. Steve Jobs did not want a fan in that machine. He did not want there to be any noise, so they got hot. And so one way of cooling them off was kind of a convection method of putting a big old hat on top of it. And someone on eBay is trying to sell their...
Well, actually, it ended.
It was
and-
relisted.
Nobody.
Oh,
wanted
it relisted.
Yeah, now
Yeah,
it's at
$25 off.
$4.75.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Let me see if I can get a picture of it.
Make offer $4.70.
Oh my
That's how much your cardboard's worth.
You've
You want
heard
me
of
to
Elf
go
on a
grab
Shelf.
the
Now we have Mac on crack.
I'm going to go out
one
and
of
say
those
it,
stupid
but,
things.
that chimney looks stupid. Stupid. That's stupid.
It's not going to be so stupid when I remanufacture them and start selling them for $50 each.
Yeah. Vintage, rare.
Yeah.
Now I'll let Kate guess
Are
this
you
one.
linked
But
on
what
that?
was this person smoking?
Well, I know they're in Happy Valley, Oregon, so you figure it out.
It's a pretty good
Well, they have a
route.
whole
I think they're a
chimney,
little
uh,
too happy
smoke
out
on.
there.
So Kate, what were they smoking?
A lot of weed.
Okay, yeah, there
It's
we
coming out
go.
that chimney.
Everyone is echoing now. There's
Yeah.
an echo.
Uh-oh.
We're
You broke
echoing.
it. You jinxed
See,
it.
you
There's
jinxed
no
it.
audio problems, and here we are.
Uh-oh.
There's an echo. Huh?
Echo.
Why do we have an echo all of a sudden? I didn't touch anything.
Sure.
Dun dun dun.
I
All right.
muted for a second in case
So
it was
we
me.
all
No.
get quiet to get rid of the echo.
No,
Testing 1, 2, 3.
I think I know what it might be, but I'm not sure why it didn't transform itself first because I had Kate and I have Jay opened up on the audio, or Bruce rather, sorry. So now it should be fine. Huh?
You had to open your mouth. You jinxed it.
Yeah.
It was right when I said stupid.
It's not me, Christopher, I swear.
Yeah. It's not so much an echo, it's a reverb.
Well, it's the end of the episode anyway, so I wouldn't really worry about it.
So I'll talk real fast and try to.
Yeah, exactly.
And you still
Yeah,
understand what we're saying, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as
it's
long
not-
as they can understand
I
it.
just listened a little bit. It's not so much an echo as it's a reverb. It's like two copies of yourself talking at one time.
Yeah, it's just a reverb. It's not bad.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
turned
The
it
show
to.
open.
I think Mackie fell asleep at the wheel because
Yeah, okay.
we
it's
told
Mackie.
him.
I'm
90
blaming
minutes,
Mackie
and
now.
We went
just-
over. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't blame Mackie. He's
the
a
producer.
perpetual child.
Yeah,
He's
he's a child.
He had the controls, remember?
He
Mackie
pulled the
fell
levers
That's right.
with magic.
Well, maybe this is a good time to wrap it up then.
The one thing I was going to put it out there for is if anybody has any questions for Kate, because this is her first time ever live, so you may never see her live
That's
again.
a good idea.
Like the last
Well, hopefully she'll be back on here again.
Oh, what happened?
Oh,
That's
Rudy's
I think this is taking a turn for the worse now.
Yeah.
What's going on now?
Mute yourself, Rudy, for the love of.
wheels are falling.
Yeah,
It
Your
sounds like
audio.
cancerous.
Yeah, you might as well ask Kate the questions now because she's never coming back after this experience.
Let's see.
Trini wants to know if Kate will be a regular. That is up to us and how much money Kate has.
No, that's actually up to Kate because normally, with like Steve, he came on the show in episode 7, I think, and never left.
Say no.
Say no. I don't think I have the time to.
Yeah, which is
put
fine.
It requires
into
a
being
lot of
regular
time.
regular. I'd be happy to come back as a guest in the future, but I don't know if I.
And that's fine.
A
Plus,
permanent
Mac
member.
charges a lot of money for his appearance fees, so I don't think I can afford Mac.
He's a star.
He's a shrewd negotiator.
All right, Christopher Bourne.
Action Retro says, I don't know how we're doing on audio, but Action Retro says, Kate, do you have a background in video? Your stuff is so well edited. That sounds like a good praise, but this is coming from a dude who puts RGB lights in his Mac.
Oh,
Well,
tastefully.
thank you, RGB Action Retro. No, but I don't have a background in video editing or anything. It's basically self-taught. So, yeah, I guess no background in that. Just I like video editing, and so the first video took me many months of trial and error. There's actually other versions of Mackie prototypes that never made it out to anybody.
That's why you need to have a Patreon and you put that on there so people could see that here's the
That would be
prototypes.
cool.
You said prototype,
That would be
and Grudy
Yeah.
started drooling. Be careful.
But no, it's just a lot of work that I've done on my own.
Cool.
Uh,
That's how you learn. Yeah.
Christopher Bourne wants to know, Kate, what's your favorite game?
My favorite game, let's see. I was going to say Animal Crossing, but that's probably not my most favorite game right now.
That's my wife's favorite game.
I'm a real big fan of arcade games, and actually right now I'm actually on a Galaga cocktail arcade machine right now.
I'm so jealous.
Galaga.
Galaga.
Yeah, Galaga is one of my favorites. Yeah.
That or Pac-Man. I love Pac-Man.
Yeah, this is a Galaga Pac-Man right now. I can't move the camera; it's too far away. But
she's like, I want to
but
move the
that
camera.
game I can easily sync.
Now is
Over
that
quarter,
a,
I can spend half an hour just playing one game.
is that a retro cabinet or it's a newer version?
It is a kit cabinet that I actually put together a couple years back, and it has a MAME machine inside, so it's running a PC, running MAME.
Awesome.
But it's modeled after the Galaga Pac-Man.
Sweet. I'll have to get myself one of those.
Actually, Best Buy does sell those now.
They do
Awesome.
now. I wish this was like 8 years ago, back when this. Yeah, I had to find someone online. I think he lived in New Jersey right when Hurricane Sandy was happening, and he mailed me the kit. And then he was like, "Well, that was my last one because I got
The rest blew away.
I think I actually know. No, I'll have to talk to you later. I think I actually know the guy who used to do that in this area.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
Scarlet Swordfish wants to know, are you a real librarian?
I am not a real librarian. I just have the librarian aesthetic.
We have a fraud on the show. Background check.
I don't know. I just always
Cover Mackie's ears.
This is how I dress normally, just kind of in a sweater and my glasses, and I have a lot of Mac books back here covered by the sign and stuff. But no, I'm not a real librarian. I play the part.
Not yet.
Well, before we wrap up, I have a
should have
question,
said,
too.
yes, I am a real librarian, because now you just ruined for everybody.
We'll edit it out. But I have a question. Are there any spoilers you can give us when it comes to future content?
Teases
Let's
is a better way.
see. Look forward to Mackie and some of his pals wearing a cowboy hat in the future. Riding trails
Pals.
to Oregon.
Okay, I got. That's
So that
good.
should be fairly soon, because we know it takes a while to edit these videos, but at the very least, you're faster than Steve is, so.
So now you
It
made
can't
the
be more
mistake.
than 8 months.
You made
But
the
before that, I might have a little Christmas Mackie teaser video that I get out before the end of the year. So that's what I'm hoping to put out first.
That sounds fun.
The mistake is to tell Jay you're working on something, and then he's just relentless, and he just doesn't stop.
You make it so easy. It's only been 2 years since you've been working on the code video.
Steve's been working on the same video for 2 years.
Yeah, well, I've been working on other crap, too. It's not like I've been sitting still.
Live streaming doesn't count.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
So, Kate, there's actually a couple people in the chat who, if you're interested in answering, would like to know what your real job is. And that's an optional. You do not have to answer that if you don't want to.
My real job is tending to Mackie and all his needs. No.
There we go.
That's
See?
a full-time job.
There you go.
That works.
It's a full-time job.
You could have gone with rocket scientist, but that works too.
All right.
I
So,
really want rocket scientists, to be honest with you.
eBay05 wants to know if you have any plans to make a live stream on your channel.
I kind of like the scripted, having Mackie and I, because I have more time to do more development on the script and have more jokes and have more effects and kind of tell more of a story when I have a scripted video rather than doing things live. I've thought about maybe doing like a separate channel where it's just me kind of working on some stuff, like either playing a game or just trying to get a computer to work or something, but I don't know if that really fits what I want to spend a lot of my time on. right? So I think I might just stick to the scripted Mackie stuff.
That's good, and we'll have her. We'll have you on live
scripts.
here.
Yeah, I think that's
Speaking of scripts, Scarlet Swordfish has a good idea for Mackie to make a
it.
quick draw joke and the cowboy hat.
Quick draw and cowboy. I love
That'd be a
that.
good one.
That's
That'd be
a
a
good
good
one.
That's good.
But hasn't that been done on Toy Story before?
No.
This is
Georgie
a-
doesn't even know what quick draw is.
No,
No.
that's right. It's that's a little bit esoteric.
Yeah.
But weird esoteric jokes are right up Mackie's alleys.
I say the audio's better now. Yeah, I like the audio just went back to normal. We blame YouTube.
Yeah,
I blame
believe
I
that.
didn't.
because
I didn't
Dana,
touch.
you kind of regressed back to your pre-upgrade dial-up.
Yeah, he's been slurring.
Really?
Yeah.
You sound like you
a
want to
little
ride a
drunk
bicycle.
sometimes.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Steve.
Steve just sounded like that too.
Yeah.
So it's got to be
Yeah.
Skype.
It's
and-
funny that it's only the people on
It's
Wi-Fi that suffer this, huh?
I'm wired in, baby.
I'm on Wi-Fi. I sound
and
fine, don't I?
No, you weren't sounding fine a little while
Not
ago.
really, but that's okay.
What'd you
All
say,
right.
GT, about ending on time?
We weren't going to do that. Trust me.
That's not what you said a half hour ago.
Yeah. All right. So I've been on the shameless self-promotion topic here because that's what we've been talking about is helping Kate here with her channel. Make sure you guys, the links are in the description. Go check her out. If you have not seen her channel before, she actually has some very good content there. Very educational content. I think Steve is the one that found you, Kate, and told us about you. And so I subscribed to you.
That was me.
Oh, was it you?
Yep.
Okay, it was Jay then. So I subscribed. I actually watched your videos. I thought they're very entertaining and very well put together, to be honest
Yeah,
with you.
thanks for watching.
Make no mistake, it's not. Even though my 4-year-old absolutely loves seeing Mackie talk and all that stuff, it's not a kid show. I learn stuff every time I watch something. Like how. Yeah.
A kid's show, but for nerdy adults that want to learn about vintage computers. Like it.
Yeah, there's something for everybody.
Yeah.
Like I did
Tons
not
of
know
information.
about how Mac ended up in school and all that stuff. I didn't know. So
I didn't
I learned
either.
something.
Yeah. So
I just
And-
knew that they were very prevalent in school, but I didn't know why. I didn't know all the details, and that's
Yeah, that was
I found
kind
that
of-
very interesting.
started me down that road of doing all that research.
By the way, Kate has more subscribers than I do, which is unacceptable.
How many subscribers?
I have more subscribers than you do.
How many subscribers do you have right now, Kate?
Huh?
I was asking Kate how many subscribers she has right now.
Oh, somewhere around 700, I think.
Ah, so you're getting close.
775.
Yeah, you're getting close to that 1,000, so you can monetize.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you to everyone that's
777.
subscribing now.
Yeah,
Yes.
tell your friends. Don't keep quiet.
Yes.
And thanks for
Yes.
having me on too. This was fun.
Of course.
Yes, this
Anytime.
and it's funny too, guys, because when we did a test on Skype yesterday, and I think Kate was not too sure about how this was going to go, and she was very nervous. But I tell you what, Kate, you have been amazing on the show tonight because you have not been nervous at all.
Thank you.
Yeah, put her on the spot. While the
No,
shot-
she hasn't. She hasn't been.
Well,
It's all
No,
thanks to Mac.
your
You're
appearance
like
here
my
at
good
Mac
luck
Yak was
charm.
much better than that from what we saw from Sean from Action Retro. So
Wow.
Wow,
That's
Jay's
my
just
feedback
Jay's
comes in
just
small doses.
Jay is just like driving that knife in
Jay,
deeper.
I feel another burn coming on.
No, probably.
He's going to burn
I
a
was
puck
afraid
mouth.
it
Last for a decade.
Coming on,
got
and y'all
more
will just be like,
subscribers than
I
all
just
of
want to
us.
see Mackie the whole time. No, Kate.
Aw.
Ah,
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Justin, for the
Thank you,
super
Justin.
sticker. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you, Justin.
awesome,
Yeah.
man. Thanks.
Oh, thank you, Justin.
This video.
Oh, Sean
gonna
says
do a
he's
rant.
going to do a full diss video.
I'm gonna do a rap.
Okay, so if Justin Morgan suggests anything for next week's video, he gets priority because he actually donated to the
I agree.
fund.
Okay. How that we do it now?
And just to let you guys know, the fund is basically our travel fund for when we all actually do decide to try to get together because we have to pay a big bill to get Bruce over here. So
We're all meeting.
Yeah, it's probably going to cost us about $10,000 just to fly Bruce over here.
I'll bring some spiders for Jay.
So keep those super
Just
chats
remember,
And then,
flies
and then
first
we all have
class.
to figure out which one of us is actually going to put him up.
Not it.
well, I think we
Steve is
figured it's
based in
going
his
to.
basement.
Yeah.
I'll stay in a motel. Fuck.
Bruce is like walking out with like 15 Macs. Oh, see you later.
If you
a
stay
couple
at
of rabbits.
his house, Steve lives on the coast, so you can stay at his place and stay in the basement with the rabbits.
Yeah, you already used the
We could
spiders.
find-
I live in the middle of
find a
nowhere and
house.
have a bunch of guest rooms and a guest house, so.
Yeah, but you have no internet, so we can't do the show
Yeah,
from
but
there.
there's no
Oh,
internet.
we have plenty of
No
internet
signal.
here.
Sure, as long as you don't show up at my house, we're cool.
We just have to broadcast from the basement.
Is that a euphemism?
No, but still.
Bruce, you have to keep your shirt on in this one.
I think we've reached the point where we should hit the end stream button.
No, almost. We're almost there. We got.
Just remember, the best way to our hearts is through your wallet.
Yes. Remember this season when you were in the giving booth. Yes.
Yes. All right, guys.
I'm
Just
gonna
let you
shut up
know. Yeah, just let you know we do have a Discord. If you are not a member of our Discord, the link is up there right now. Make sure you become a member. There's a lot of different topics in there that we talk about. A lot of different channels. It is pretty much moderated, so don't go in there and act like a fool.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do let you.
It's a little
We
bit
do
of
let. We do let people have a lot of leeway, but just don't go in there and do stupid stuff.
Yeah, I'm the
Uh,
good cop.
Mac
But
chimney.
when GT shows up, you're in trouble.
I'm the bad cop. Yeah. Anyways, make sure you go and hit that. Make sure you hit that like button. If I only see 27 likes on here, we should be
That's
have way
unacceptable.
more than that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Bruce,
it's
give me
ridiculous.
that.
Smash that like button.
There we go. But yeah, make sure you smash it. Also smash that subscribe button and that little bell icon. We only go live once a week, so you're only going to get one alert a week. Except this time you didn't get one last week because we didn't go live. So there you go.
Yeah, we gave you all a break.
Yeah, I went live though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nobody watched you do it.
And Kate, thank you very much for being here. This was fun.
Yeah. Thanks for
Hope
having
to
me.
see you back in the
we-
future.
We actually have enjoyed having you here. In fact, I think it was someone who was saying we need to have more females on the show. And so we had Madeline last week, or not last week, the week before last.
Yeah.
And then, so we had Kate this week, and I think we
Yeah,
had
and it
Jay's
was
wife.
coincidence too, because we didn't plan it, but now Trina thinks that she said you need more women on the show, and we made it happen. So now it's going to be even more.
Trina did it.
demanding.
So
Yeah,
now it's
Trina.
Trina, the next guest.
Yeah.
It's going to be
And we're
fun.
trying.
Well,
we're
we've-
trying to get Trina to come on the show at least briefly, and she doesn't want to do it.
Yep. Yep. Instigator.
Yeah, she won. She won
Sounds
the
like
1,000.
someone from our group, huh, Jay?
But she won the 1,000 sub giveaway, so she should be on the show. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just start.
Even if it's just briefly.
Yeah.
Hi. Gone.
It's going to be her flipping off Jay.
In fact, I think when we posted the link in the Discord, the first person that guessed that Kate was going to be on was Trina.
Well, we did put a little spoiler in there. I can't point to it. It's up there underneath GT. I edited the Mac Yak logo to have Mackie in it.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone
Has a
noticed.
little gray face.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool edit.
it is.
Oh well.
What I want to know is how many people noticed the Mackie extension that loaded in the startup of the video.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's something you can go back and watch after
That
the
was
video
I know.
post.
That took
And-
Steve like 4 hours of editing.
And you guys
Clever.
can thank Kate for the intro for that because she provided that to us. That was a quick edit there, which
Yeah, that
it was
great.
perfect.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, if y'all didn't watch it, go back after this is done.
Yep.
Yes.
Check it out right at the beginning.
But and thanks to Steve for adding that into our regular intro.
Yep.
Hopefully, and I'm trying to convince Steve to do this, is we'll have a new intro next week for our 100th episode. But
Yeah, give me a little more time.
You have 1 week starting right now.
It'll be about a quarter the length.
Yeah. All right, guys. So
We'll
if
just
there's
change the
anything,
extensions around.
if there's nothing else, we're going to go ahead and end the show tonight. But thank you guys for showing up, and thanks for watching us, guys. And we'll see you guys next week.
Don't forget
So
about
bye.
See you guys.
Get lost.
Bye.
Adios.